Okay, these sweet potatoes have survived their first week, which I'm actually surprised, but I'm glad that they did. This is an attempt to fix the soil, and I figured out why it's working, why they're growing in this area when they're dying everywhere else. Because this area was lawn, and for 50 years, anything that washed down off of that small hill would have ended up right against this wall. So this is probably the best area as far as soil. This is probably the best area in the yard. Or I can't say in the yard anymore, but at one point it would have been. So they are surviving. I've lost one right here in this corner. I'm doing a couple of things. I want these sweet potatoes, I will not be picking them. I will not be digging them. I want them to fix the soil in this area. So what I'm doing is I have planted them along the wall, and then I'm digging a trench here. They will be watered through this trench, which means that they will be forced to put their roots out toward the rest of the yard. Now next year I will plant the sweet potatoes in this trench and dig another trench, and it'll just move up the hill. So I think that's going to work. We'll see. As long as they survive, they're good. So here we have our sweet potato, not sweet potato, what did I say that for? Here we have our zucchini, spaghetti squash, pumpkin mix. Okay, so here we have all of our little fun little things. Okay, so this one turned out looking very much like a zucchini, and I know very well, simply because of the way that they were planted, where they've been harvested from. This definitely has spaghetti squash genes. I took the seeds from a spaghetti squash that I had deliberately crossed with a zucchini and a pumpkin, small pumpkin, and I took those seeds and I planted them, and one came up as a zucchini, one came up as a pumpkin, and one came up as a spaghetti squash. I actually planted far more seeds than that, but that's the main idea. So, if you look at these, this one has a circular leaf, no indentations. This one has a circular leaf with small indentations. This one looks like it was probably a zucchini cross, because look at the indentations on that leaf. It almost matches what we're looking at with the zucchini version on the other side. This one again has a round leaf with no indentations. And this one, if you look, one leaf is round with no indentations, and one leaf has indentations in it, very similar to this, but not quite as deep. So I'm curious, I'm going to watch and see where these things go. I'm going to take this one off and see what we've got here, because nope, not quite ready, and there are actually two there, but it's not ready to come out from under the covers yet, I don't think. So we will leave that on there. So we should have, and again, I took seeds from the pumpkin, and I took seeds from the zucchini last year, or the pumpkin, the pumpetty and the zuetti, right? I took seeds from them last year, and that's what's planted here. Now, if I remember correctly, that one in the middle is pure zucchini, or pure spaghetti squash. So, if this works, I'm going to take the male blossoms off of that one, so that it has to be pollinated by these others, and that will be my seed for this year, for this coming year, because all of these around the outside should be pumpetti or zuetti. and I wanted to breed them back into the spaghetti squash. I want a spaghetti squash hybrid that is strong enough to handle our summers and also strong enough to handle the spring. That one over there, the big one, it was started at the beginning of April, and it handled all the cold. It grew on its own, and of course during that time period there is no insect pressure, so it didn't have to deal with that. So if we can get that winter or a cold tolerance, heat tolerance, all of that back into these, we'll end up with a much stronger plant that has some of the aspects of a zucchini squash. Talk to you later.